All right, what topic made me crawl back out of the woodwork again? Sweet Baby Inc. Okay, what is Sweet Baby Inc? Sweet Baby Inc. is a writing marketing company. It's hard to describe exactly what they are, but they like to involve themselves with script writing, particularly of video games, in order to make them more woke and inclusive. Diverse and inclusive, or more representative of modern audiences, or whatever the fuck. And I found it fascinating that everybody's talking about them. And then I found it, last week is when rumbling started, and I find it even hilarious when all the mainstream shit is talking about Sweet Baby Inc. And I'm like, wait a minute, what? Because think about this from my perspective. When did I first hear about Sweet Baby Inc. being involved in making really cringe, woke, liberal trash in video games? I think the very first time I heard of them, I want to say, was in early 2022, before the release of Assassin's Creed Valhalla. That they're the reason why there was all that really cringe gay stuff in that game, and I thought, wow, that's awful. This company that just really wants me to make sure I can see gay people hugging and kissing constantly in cutscenes, and strongly encourage me to have a gay relationship with another male character in this video game. Yeah, okay, great. Um, it's just another angle of the grift that's been going on since feminist frequency. Again, that's why everyone's calling this Gamergate 2.0. Feminist frequency made what? Somewhere in the neighborhood of somewhere between $2 and $20 million. I forget how exactly how much which, and a lot of that's tied up in weird tax 501c3 thing and a lot of controversies of Anita Sarkeesian never paying anybody, pocketing all the money, blah blah blah, whatever. But all we know is this company that their main budget model was having Anita Sarkeesian go give a conference to people for $30,000 an hour, as a speaking engagement type thing. Somehow got into her directly being involved with EA Activision and shit, making games and shit. She was part of the reason why Overwatch 2 sucked, right? I thought this is new to people. Okay, why is everybody all of a sudden really aware of Sweet Baby Inc? Oh, the Streisand effect. Okay, what did they do to draw attention? They demanded Steam close a Steam user group that didn't even have that many members. Do people have any idea how fucked the internet is? How absolutely suppressed social media is? If you could hear organic chatter about topics like this, you would have been complaining about Sweet Baby like this a year and a half ago or sooner. Okay? Because this particular issue was, first of all, pissing off the Steam pay piggies. Big no no. Don't fuck with them. They have a lot of pull, and there's a lot of people who are really, really deep into shit like, the from the furthest leftist reaches of Reddit to the furthest whatever the fuck reaches of slash V, from every kind of forum you can imagine. And even a lot of libtards don't want to hear about you trying to fuck with people. There's probably all sorts of liberals who are mad about having to go into damage control. And again, why is everyone calling this Gamergate 2.0? Because all of a sudden, all the usual suspects, all the left wing fucking rags that cried endlessly about Gamergate, like Kotaku, all the ones that still exist, because a lot of the usual suspects from 10 years ago are no longer around, but all the usual suspects there are saying, hey, don't look at the man behind the curtain. The great and powerful Oz is commanding your attention over here. Don't look under there. Oh, they just punch up scripts. Like Sweet Baby doesn't actually write anything. They have no control over whether or not shit is woke. They just, they punch up scripts. They make sure that the dialogue for your black character that was written by a 40-year-old Jewish developer is actually, good slang and is not dated or cringe. No, 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 no. Some of their biggest projects have been having one of their fucking employees directly embedded with games and being the lead script writer for games. Sweet Baby has been like not just a consultancy firm, but a major outsourcing thing. Because if you think that games are still made by a company that's everything's like in house and like somewhere between 20 and like, I don't know, 500 guys made this in a building, right? With like departments and shit. No. The writing is outsourced, okay. The animation is outsourced, the fucking texturing is outsourced. That's why, when you beat a game these days, the cutscenes are 20 minutes long because here's all the Indians who fucking we paid a fucking not even remote living wage to fucking mesh all the models on this thing. And here's all the fucking assholes who wrote this, and here's all the assholes who rewrote it, and all the assholes who rewrote it, and all the assholes who rewrote it, and all the assholes who localized it. And then, here's all the people who marketed it and marketed it and marketed it. And here's all the assholes who did this. And here's all the assholes who did that. And here's all the assholes who did the fucking this art and that art. And it's like tens of fucking thousands of people. And you think that companies like Sweet Baby aren't hired on from the start to be a member of the writing squad that comes up with the fucking committee. This is the reason why everything is either way too fucking lame or way too fucking bizarre. Because the only people who are allowed to make anything anymore is either the fucking machine. And if you're wondering why everything is cringe and woke and has a chick in it and she's gay and lame and all that shit, is because the machine made it by committee from the fucking suits down, with nobody allowed to have any creative control over anything, or some fucking auteur who could only have possibly had the pull and the money to make something happen, either by being somebody who fucking should have rode off into the sunset 1,000 years ago, like a Hideo Kojima or a Sid Meier or something, or somebody who's new and cringe and probably gay and lame and a chick who has money from very nefarious, nepotistic situations, like the reasons why Sweet Baby exists. But the reason why I only want to talk about this topic for just a few minutes is because this is not new. Sweet Baby isn't new. Sweet Baby is literally pretty much feminist frequency. And if you're surprised that the gaming news media, such that as it still exists, is wanting to run off and defend Sweet Baby and say you're all just a bunch of conspiracy theorists, if you're baffled by that, I don't know where you've been for the past 12 years. Okay, this is pretty standard modus operandi. This is standard operating procedure. This is not new. And if you're wondering why people are still pissing away money, they could be making so much more money because they don't need it. They already have it. The same people who are the reason why Sweet Baby Inc. is the reason it is the way it is the same people as the reason why the economy is the way it is. And they have their fingers in so many pies that they're the reason why we go to war and when we don't. And when interest rates get raised and when they don't. And what goes on the Oscars and what goes on the Super Bowl and what fucking doesn't. And if you think this is just a bunch of cringe millennials with their chai lattes in fucking San Francisco or someplace, San Diego, and they're the reason why everything is going to shit, you are wrong. They are far downstream. If you're sitting here crying about Sweet Baby years after Sweet Baby should have been relevant, and you're not talking about JP Morgan Chase or BlackRock or fucking Vanguard, and if you're not talking about big global issues, then you've lost the plot. I'm sorry. I still love to watch people talk about the same shit I watched them talk about 10 years ago. I still watch Critical Drinker do his fucking shit complaining about Marvel long after I have completely stopped watching Marvel and Star Wars products. I haven't watched one in fucking almost 10 years. Last Jedi's the last time I paid for anything from Disney. Like, everything that I've even deigned to torture myself with watching since that train wreck, I have refused to pay for. And if you're still paying for it, you're the problem, okay? If you're wondering why shit is still the way it is because you're still opening booster packs on Madden Ultimate Team. Like that's literally where we are. If you're not following the money, then where do you get off talking about the message? If you're not naming names, then who do you give a shit what those people want you to think? Like, if you don't even know your enemy, then why do you even care what they're trying to get you to do or how they're trying to beat you? If you're unwilling to even admit that you're in a fucking war, then like why do you even fucking want to call yourself a meme warrior or call yourself fucking a skeptic or whatever the fuck you want to call yourself? Like if you really care, you would know what you're talking about. And I'm sorry to say, like, the reason why it took me this long to even think, hey, maybe I should make a video of this wasn't so much to talk about Sweet Baby. It's for chastising you for even thinking this is new, for not having even heard of this specific company before, because they're not new. You know, I would be making a lot more videos if I cared about this, like, end stage agitprop shit. Like the new Suicide Squad game, just being a subversion of your Batman. Oh, they humiliated Batman. Yeah, they've been dragging their fucking dirty asshole over all of your Batmans for a long time, longer than Gamergate. This goes back into like depending on how you look at it, this goes back at least into the 60s in terms of its like end stage, your heroes are being fucking dashed into cringe parodies. If you want to talk about the medium being taken over, this predates video games. This predates television. Nigga, this predates radio. You got to go back to like early days of the market being cornered on newspaper print media and look into how the entire fucking English market was cornered by a fucking banker who beat the Bank of England by using his newspaper company to completely crash the market by falsely reporting the end of the Battle of Waterloo at the end of the fucking Napoleonic Wars. Like, this rabbit hole is fucking deep. And if you're not here with me, at least peeling back the first few layers of the onion, you're fucking hopeless, okay? You are fucking hopelessly behind. Just quit. If you really think you care, start paying attention. Start pulling threads. Who funded Anita Sarkeesian? Why was Jack Thompson a thing? All the way back and back it goes. You can stay just in the video game lane. You can go into television in fucking Hollywood. You can go into like all the book censorships and shit. You can go into fucking the 24 news hour cycle being immediately co-opted into a government fucking propaganda fucking, Project Mockingbird, all this shit. You can look into all this shit. If I'm sitting here going, oh man, I haven't made a video in 2 weeks and my best idea for making a video is fucking Sweet Baby, this old fucking decrepit mummified news, I'm disappointed. And I have a feeling that I'm not very entertaining when I'm disappointed. But the only thing I can offer you is I hope that you were paying attention and that I am not, in fact, telling you something you didn't already know. And then you can have a cheap little sense of pride like, yeah, I was ahead of the curve too. Otherwise, get your fucking head out of the sand. Like, I don't know what else to tell you.